Kekkei Genkai are easily the coolest abilities in Naruto. It's unfortunate that Naruto himself only gets access to them at the very end of the series. To be fair, he gets like 7 of them, but I think it would have been more interesting to see how the series would have unfolded if Naruto was born with the Kekkei Genkai. In terms of which abilities Naruto could get, the sky is the limit when it comes to Kekkei Genkai, with abilities ranging from your eyes being able to rewrite reality as well as manipulate gravity. And please, let's not forget the wacky abilities that Orochimaru's henchmen had, such as Sakon and Wukon being able to break themselves down to a molecular level and forcibly merge bodies with people, and Kimimaro being able to create a forest of bones because, well, reasons. The Kekkei Genkai that I think would make the most sense for Naruto is the Uzumaki clan's adamantine chains. Whether this ability is a Kekkei Genkai, I will admit, is debatable. But considering how Karin awakened her ability in a similar fashion to what you would expect from a Kekkei Genkai, I think it's safe to consider the adamantine chains an Uzumaki clan bloodline exclusive. It would take Naruto quite a while to awaken his chains, since adamantine chains are just a pure manifestation of chakra and as such consume a lot of it. The first time Naruto would even realize that he might have this ability is when he would steal the scroll of sealing. He would see a passage mentioning an Uzumaki Kekkei Genkai, which would immediately catch his attention, but there weren't any instructions on how to awaken this ability. So he would still move on to learn the multi-shadow clone jutsu, but the idea of having a Kekkei Genkai would stay in the back of his mind. Everything would go the same up until the tail end of the Land of Waves. This time when Haku turned Sasuke into a pincushion. When Naruto erupted with Nine-Tails chakra, he would also sprout a dozen adamantine chains from his back, these chains being powerful enough to even shatter the demonic ice mirrors. Naruto would still get into his little tussle with Haku and break his mask, and the Land of Waves would end about the same. But now Naruto has access to his Kekkei Genkai. He would still need quite a bit of time to train to fully access his potential. Once Team 7 returned to the village, Naruto would waste no time showing off his new ability to his teammates. Everyone would be quite surprised to see Naruto just had a new ability, but Kakashi, knowing what this ability was, would be completely stunned. But with the Chunin exams right around the corner, he would leave the matter alone for the time being. Sasuke and Sakura would still ask Naruto a bunch of questions that he really just didn't know the answer to. The Chunin exam's initial stages would go about the same, even Naruto's encounter with Jiraiya wouldn't change really. The fight with Neji is where changes would start. Neji would still initially manhandle Naruto like usual, but once Naruto started channeling the Nine-Tails chakra, he would use this boost in power to launch a dozen adamantine chains at Neji. Neji would use rotation to try and block them, but quickly discover that using a dome of chakra against unbreakable chakra suppressing chains was unwise, as he would find himself in agonizing pain as the chains impaled his limbs, ending the match, Neji receiving medical attention and Naruto being declared the winner. This display would not escape the attention of Danzo, who was disguised amongst the other elites in the stands. The rest of the events moving forward would go as unsmoothly as usual. Konoha Crush would happen, Naruto and Jiraiya would still bring Tsunade back, but after the rooftop fight with Sasuke, this is where the story would fundamentally change. The night that Sasuke left with the Soundfall, Naruto would be kidnapped by Danzo's Ambu and dragged to the Foundation's secret hideout on the outskirts of the Leaf Village. When Naruto finally woke up, he would see Danzo's imposing figure right in front of him. I am a busy man, boy. I will keep this brief. Your chains, with the right guidance, have the power to subdue any tailed beast. This is a great asset to the Leaf Village, and as such you shall use your power solely for the benefit of the village. And as I am the true guardian of the leaf, you now directly work under me. Naruto would be uncharacteristically docile and seemingly in agreement with Danzo, completely unaware that Koto Matsukami was being used on him. There is an organization trying to capture all the tailed beasts. This cannot be allowed to continue. I've heard that Jiraiya wishes to train you. You shall use this opportunity to master those chains of yours and capture the tailed beasts before the Akatsuki on behalf of the leaf. Danzo would tap his cane on the ground and his Ambu would unshackle Naruto. Naruto would bow at Danzo's feet, with the Genjutsu cast on him now having taken full effect. Danzo would turn and walk away. His Ambu would put Naruto to sleep with another Genjutsu and leave him near the training ground where Team 7 usually trains. When Naruto woke up, he would be mortified to learn that Sasuke left to join Orochimaru, and Choji, Neji, and Kiba were hospitalized after chasing after him. These events would further fuel Naruto to train harder with Jiraiya. This would begin Naruto's 2-year training, where instead of working to master the Nine Tails, he would greatly improve his ability to use adamantine chains. Naruto would return to the village a year early than in canon, but his first day back would go about the same, with him and Sakura trying to get the belts from Kakashi and succeeding. But shortly after this, to the surprise of literally everyone, Danzo would have Naruto promoted to Chunin and Naruto would join Danzo's Ambu. Kakashi would be incredibly suspicious of this, having himself already been a part of Root and understanding what type of man Danzo is and what he demands from his subordinates. But there was nothing Kakashi could really do about the situation. Naruto's first mission in Root would have him travel to the Sand Village and capture his friend. With Gaara only being recently made Kazekage and still being hated by large parts of his village, this would be a relatively quiet mission. Danzo had a spy in the Sand Village in the form of a council member who hated Gaara with all his heart. He would arrange for Tamaru and Kankuro to be away on a mission, as well as exposing the location of the Kazekage. Naruto and 3 elite Ambu would infiltrate the Sand Village in the dead of night and sneak into Gaara's house. As they entered the room, they would be surrounded by sand and begin to slowly get crushed as they were completely immobilized. Gaara would unmask them, but seeing Naruto, this would give him a mini breakdown as he had been betrayed once more. Naruto would take this opportunity to wrap his chains around Gaara. Naruto's Ambu teammates would put Gaara under a Genjutsu as well as place chakra suppressing tags on him. They would return to the Leaf Village with Gaara. Danzo would have a team of seal masters break the seal on Gaara, releasing Shukaku outside of the village. Naruto would use his chains to restrain the beast, and the One Tails would be sealed in Sai as he was one of the most loyal of Danzo's Ambu. Sai would gain access to magnet release as well as the ability to manipulate sand. They would track down the next Jinchuriki Yugito and have a relatively easy time capturing her. The Two Tails would be sealed in Fu, giving him the ability to use blue flames. Over the next couple of months, both Sai and Fu would gain greater control of their tailed beasts and newfound abilities. The Leaf Village's sensory core would detect a large amount of chakra gradually building up off the coast of the Mist Village. Assuming this was the three-tailed beast, Naruto, Sai, Fu, and an Ambu team consisting of mostly seal masters would be sent to capture it. After a couple of days, the squad would arrive to find 2 Akatsuki members, Sasori and Deidara, trying to capture the three-tailed beast. With both of them solely focused on the three tails, Sai and Naruto would launch a surprise attack. Sai would instantly cover them with sand and Naruto would stab his chains through the sand. This would kill Deidara. Fu would partially transform into the two-tailed beast and use a mini-tailed beast bomb, incinerating the both of them. This would kill Sasori. All this commotion would of course attract the attention of the three-tailed beast. Before it could attack, Naruto would restrain it with his chains. The sealers that came along would seal the three tails into Turone. As the squad headed home, unknown to them, a certain masked man had been watching from the distance. Now the Akatsuki knew that they weren't the only ones in the race to capture all the tailed beasts. This would prompt Nagato and Obito to take some very drastic measures. The entire Akatsuki would invade the Cloud Village to capture B. This would include Obito and Pain themselves. The Cloud was too powerful for any lone member to attack alone. The Akatsuki would be successful in their assault and would capture B, but not without losing Hidan, Kakazu, and even Kisame. Itachi himself was on his last legs, with his illness now starting to well and truly wear him down. Of course, the news of this would leave the entire ninja world completely shaken. The Akatsuki could no longer be ignored. In between all this news, even more shocking events would take place. Sasuke would kill Orochimaru, and Itachi and return to the Leaf Village, being hailed as a hero within the village. The 5 Kage summit would take place a few days after all of this, and an incredibly furious Raikage would want heads to roll. Jiraiya, having joined Tsunade at the summit as a bodyguard, would reveal that the Akatsuki were in the Rain Village, using it as their base of operation. the five nations would agree to attack the Rain Village, starting a 4th grade ninja war. As the villagers were preparing their attack against the Rain Village, Danzo had other plans. First, he would use his Sharingan to enter Naruto's mind and use Koto Matsukami on the Nine Tails, making it obey Naruto and Danzo's commands. After this, Danzo would have his Seal Masters break Naruto's seal, giving him complete access to the Nine Tails chakra. Once the war started, Danzo would have his 4 Jinchuriki attack and destroy the 4 great nations, whilst their main forces went off to the Rain Village. The Rain Village would eventually be annihilated, and the 4 great nations would be crippled. The Leaf, now being the most powerful village, would claim the Rinnegan for themselves. Danzo would threaten to start a civil war if he wasn't made Hokage. With it now being known, Danzo had 4-tailed beasts under his control, and Tsunade, wanting to avoid another deadly conflict, she would step down as Hokage and Danzo would be named the 6th Hokage. At this point, Obito was kinda screwed. Without the Rinnegan, his plans were impossible, and Obito, knowing just how calculating and paranoid Danzo was, he knew the Rinnegan was nowhere near the Leaf Village, so there would be no infinite Tsukuyomi. The ninja world would continue with the cycle of hatred, with Konoha reigning as the sole superpower. Kabuto would cause some mayhem here and there, but nothing substantial. Black Zetsu would also still roam around the ninja world trying to resurrect Kaguya, but it will be quite difficult now that the Rinnegan is essentially missing. But that's all from me today, guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your day.